taking the longest.
How does it get better than that? All right, welcome everybody all around the world who's listening to this now and in the future. Chrissie Shirley here in Certified Facilitator Access Consciousness in New Zealand. So Queenie, just watch out. Everything you're doing is going to be recorded. So how does it get better than that? Interesting point of view. I like this point of view. So we just had a really great example of interesting point of view. And how it works. It really is amazing. So I really want to share this with you because the other night we had a bar swap and we were talking about interesting point of view. So what I asked them to do is to start thinking about something that they know they've got charge on or they've got a resistance and reaction to, a point of view that they might have. So we talked about all sorts of different things and we used this tool. So the tool is interesting point of view. I have this point of view. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a point of view. Have either of you got something you'd like to see how this works? Have you got a point of view about something? Either Katie or Queenie? About kids being too noisy? Or Katie, have you got a point of view about how you have to change jobs every 6 months? Or
I must have a point of view to be treated poorly by employers or something. I don't know.
There's the point of view right there.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Okay, so this is how you use it. You go, interesting point of view of this point of view that that employers treat me badly. Interesting point of view. So we're going to say it 4 times, and we'll say it in all sorts of different ways. So interesting point of view of this point of view that employers treat me badly. Interesting point of view, I have this point of view that employers treat me badly. Interesting point of view, I have this point of view that employers treat me badly. And interesting point of view, I have this point of view that employers treat me badly. And what else from that? So interesting point of view that I can't find good employers. Interesting point of view, which you can, we know that. But interesting point of view, I have this point of view that I can't find good employers. Interesting point of view, I have this point of view that I can't find good employers. Interesting point of view, I have this point of view that I can't find good employers. Now, do you know what I'm talking about now? So we're just looking for things that we've got a point of view about that we can change. So, for instance, Jim, when I started doing this Zoom, Jim was making a lot of noise in the kitchen. And I've got the point of view that Jim's not very aware because he just comes in and doesn't notice that I'm doing a Zoom. And he starts doing the dishes. So I've got that point of view. So I went, interesting point of view of this point of view that Jim's not very aware. And you can do this with lots of things. And it really made a difference because he started to be aware. Whether he heard me, he may have just heard me. It doesn't matter. I didn't have to say anything to him. I just would say it normally in my head. I would normally interesting view of this point of view that Jim is not very aware. Interesting point of view of this point of view that Jim's not very aware. So if you've got a point of view about something, even around money, how many points of view do we have about money that we could have an interesting point of view about? Interesting point of view that that goes out faster than it can come in. Interesting point of view that money goes out faster than it can come in. Interesting point of view that money goes out faster than it can come in. Interesting point of view of this point of view that money goes out faster than it can come in. Got any other things that you'd like to do interesting point of view about?
Queenie.
I was thinking,
Yeah.
the house where I'm staying is very, very cold.
Okay, that's a good one to work on. And I don't know how it's going to change it, but what happened? The thing is that cold is a point of view as well, by the way.
It is, yes. Yeah.
Interesting point of view that the house is very, very cold. Interesting point of view, I have this point of view that the house is very, very cold. Interesting point of view, I have this point of view that the house is very, very cold. Interesting point of view, I have this point of view that the house is very, very cold. And interesting point of view that my body's not very clever, that it can't heat itself up. Interesting point
Yeah.
of view of that point of view that my body's not very clever, it can't heat itself up. Interesting point of view of that point of view that my body's not very clever and it can't heat itself up. Interesting point of view of that interesting point of view that my body's not very clever and can't heat itself up or warm itself up or heat itself up. Interesting point of view of that point of view that my body's not very clever because it can't heat itself up. Okay, so it's really amazing when you use this tool about stuff, when you notice you've got a point of view about something. Especially with people, it's really good. So, you know that, Katie, is there something you would like to do interesting point of view about your old job?
Oh, there's lots. Like I just had them come up to me yesterday and yeah, they were quite like, oh, what's going on here? What's happening here? Like, with the new job, they weren't happy that I was sort of like moving on with my life.
Good.
So it was funny how they almost wanted to bring me down. So I don't know if there's
Okay,
something
so,
we can.
so right there. So
Yeah.
interesting point of view. I have this point of view that those people that my old job wants to pull me down.
Mm,
Interesting point of view of that point of view that people from my old job want to pull me down. Interesting point of view of that point of view that the people from my old job want to pull me down. Interesting point of view, I have that point of view that people from my old job want to pull me down. So anything else coming up around that?
yeah, no, that's good because yeah, that's pretty much what I've been feeling. Like they don't want you to be able to move on easily with your life.
Yeah, so that
Like
one there, right there. So interesting. So we'll do that point of view as well. So interesting point of view that the people from my old job don't want me to move on. Is that how it is?
yep.
Interesting point of
Mm.
view of that point of view that the people from my old job don't want me to move on. Interesting point of view. I have that point of view that people from my old job don't want me to move on. Is that one more time? Interesting point of view of that point of view that the people from my old job don't want me to move on.
Mm.
So what else is
Mm.
coming up for you on that, Katie?
I think I've got to go.
Okay, so I hope that helps, darling. Start
Thank
to get in your
you.
head.
So
Love
good
to
to
have
see
you
you
on.
girls. Bye.
Bye bye, Katie. Thanks for coming.
Bye,
Thank you.
Katie. Wow. Mm.
So
Good.
see how that works, Queenie.
Mm. Yes. Mm.
So let me find something to read in here. So I want to talk about this little book called The Gift of Allowance. And Gary Douglas has written this book,
Mhm.
and it's all about interesting point of view because allowance is the tool, and what we're doing today is we're learning to use that tool because if you use that tool, even from points of view, even points of view that don't have
Interesting.
a charge on them, like you can use them if you want to. You could take, say, half an hour, and every point of view that comes into your head, you say to yourself, interesting point of view of this point of view about that. Okay, so interesting point of view. Have you got any thoughts in your head, Queenie?
Um,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
noise. You were talking about the cafe noise.
The
It's
cafe.
noisy. It's a popular cafe. It's amazing.
Yes, so it's very noisy.
It is very noisy.
So
Yeah.
here we go. Is interesting point of view that that cafe is very noisy. Interesting point of view. I have that point of view that the cafe is very noisy. Interesting point of view. I have that point of view. Cafe is very noisy. Interesting point of view. I have that point of view that the cafe is very noisy. But you know, in terms of using interesting point of view, um, I have a friend whose little boy was not doing very well with and kind of I thought it was kind of autism or whatever it was.
Mm.
And I messaged Gary Douglas and said, did he have a process that I could run? He said, interesting point of view.
Mm.
Interesting point of view. So I've started to say
Interesting
interesting
point of
point of view
view.
of that point of view about that little boy.
Interesting point of view. Yeah.
Interesting point of view. Have that interesting point of view about that little boy. Interesting point of view. I have that
Yeah,
point of
what's the
view
point of
that
view of
he's
that?
not doing very well. Interesting point of view of that point of view that he's not doing very well. Interesting point of view of that point of view that he's not doing very well. So I'm taking off my charge of it. And as parents, if I could get the parents to say that as well, they wouldn't be adding their energy to creating whatever it is that's going on. So it's a magical tool. Um, is it bringing up any? Is there anywhere where we can use it for you, Queenie? And I'm just thinking of some other points of view. Okay, some other points of view that I have is that I don't play the piano very much. So interesting point of view, I have that point of view that I don't play the piano very much. Interesting point of view, I have the point of view that I'm not very good at piano. Interesting point of view of that point of view that I'm not very good at learning jazz. Interesting point of view, I have that point of view that I'm not very good at learning jazz. So you can sit with yourself. I'll just say that one more time. Interesting point of view, I have that point of view that I'm not very good at learning jazz, piano. So you could sit with yourself. Here we go. Here's coming on. So you could sit with yourself. You know, if you're having a cup of tea, you could sit with yourself and just start
Yeah.
using that. So think about some points of view that you might have that you know you'd like to change. We do have 3 people, but I don't know where Kimmy is. So you can take some points of view and start saying it in your head, and after a while, start to catch them when you notice them. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go. Kimmy, I can see you up there now. Can't see your picture, but there you go. It's lovely to see you. Do you have any points of view, Kimmy, that you'd like to interesting point of view with us? Okay, can you think of any more, Queenie? Because we'll probably finish this. I was going to read something out of here.
Good. I've just joined. I only just saw your message.
Okay, darling, no worries. We're just talking about we're talking about this book that Gary wrote called The Gift of
Yeah.
Allowance, which you've got,
Yeah.
and how Gary teaches us to say it. But
Yeah.
I love the way he explains about how we create everything with our points of view. And so one of the things that we did at our bar swap the other week was we started to go, okay, so what points of view do we have some charge on? Now this is a little bit of a repeat, but it doesn't hurt to repeat it because this is such a magical tool.
Thanks, Queenie.
Yeah.
And if you take a point of view that you know you've got some resistance and reaction to, and you start using it, but I've really, really noticed it. If I have a point of view that somebody's doing something, or somebody doesn't understand me, or somebody doesn't get me, I'm using it more and more. I'll go straight away to interesting point of view of that point of view about that person. Interesting point of view of that point of view about that person. So interesting point of view. So even just take someone in your life right now. So for instance, why don't you take a point of view, have a look at the points of view that you have about me, and I'll do that as well. Interesting point of view, I have that point of view about Chrissie. Interesting point of view, I have that point of view about Chrissie. Interesting point of view, I have that point of view about Chrissie. Interesting point of view, I have that interesting point of view about Chrissie. And let's take a point of view about Queenie. Okay, so interesting point of view, I have that point of view about Queenie. Interesting point of view, I have that point of view. And it's amazing how many points of view come into your head. Interesting point of view, I have that point of view about Queenie. Interesting point of view, I have that point of view about Queenie. Kimmy, do you want us to do it with you as well?
Oh, yes. Yeah. That'd be good.
So, an interesting point of view, I have that point of view about Kimmy. Interesting point of view, I have that point of view about Kimmy. Interesting point of view, I have that point of view about Kimmy. Interesting point of view about that. I have that point of view about Kimmy. And I say that 4 times, and I would say it in my head. And you can do it with all your friends. Start it with your friends, and it really does make a big difference. It's quite amazing. But specifically, if you notice that something, you do have something that's going on with that particular person. So, for instance, with Jim, I had some points of view that he was very noisy and that he wasn't very aware.
Then he just
So
stopped after that.
he honestly did. He was making a noise, and then I went interesting point of view. At that point of view, I have to say it's really quite remarkable.
Nice. That's amazing.
Yeah. So, is there any points of view that you might have, Kimmy, that you'd like us to interesting point of view?
I have the point of view that it's tricky to navigate all the different well-being products and all that kind of thing.
That's
and,
really good. Yes. Are we
and,
interested?
and trying to, get them in sync.
Okay, so interesting point of view of that point of view about all the wellness products. Interesting point of view of the interesting point of view about wellness products. Interesting point of view of that interesting point of view about wellness products. Interesting point of view of that point of view about wellness products. So you can say it either way. You can say, interesting point of view, I have that point of view that's tricky to navigate wellness products. Interesting point of view of that point of view that's tricky to navigate wellness products. Interesting point of view of that point of view that's tricky to navigate wellness products. Interesting point of view, I have that point of view that's tricky to navigate wellness products. So you can say it all sorts of different ways. But let me just add in here, Kimmy, that it's really good to use to ask your body. So you know how to ask your body, right? You know, you stand up on your feet and then you put a product on your on your belly. I think, where do you put it? On your solar plexus, and you're standing with your feet together. I'm saying this for other people. So you're standing with your feet together. And then you ask your body, so body, do you want to ingest this? And it will give you a yes or a no. And now, if it goes forward, it's usually a yes. And if it goes backwards, it usually means a no. If it goes side to side, it really means ask another question. So anybody that wants to get clarity around that. So when I first found out about that tool, I did it with all the supplements that I was taking. And I'm getting better and better at using it. With
Chrissie, can I just ask, how many supplements do you take, darling?
No, I don't take any supplements.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
So I ask my body if it wants them. So just recently after I had surgery, I was taking a product for constipation because I don't want to be constipated after you've had surgery with prolapse.
Yeah.
It's just making sure. And so I've gradually taken myself off it. I will ask my body, I'm getting better and better at asking my body, but it's taken me years. And to go through all your products and ask your body.
Okay.
If you haven't already done that.
Yep.
And that was a good one. Is there anything else you guys would like to do interesting point of view about? We could do interesting point of view about money.
Yes.
We just did one about how it goes out faster than it comes in. So let's point of view. Interesting point of view. I'll tell you what really, really works is like I've got this wonderful call that I'm listening to over and over again with Gary Douglas.
What is it?
It's a call for certified facilitators. I'm just listening to it over and over. So come and be a certified facilitator, Kimmy. And interesting point of view. I have that interesting point of view that I'll never be a certified facilitator, or I can't be a facilitator.
Yeah.
Same for you, Queenie. Interesting point of view.
Mhm.
I have that point of view. But one of the things he said on there was, I don't worry
Interesting.
about paying my bills. And I really loved it.
Mm.
I just don't worry about paying my bills. And then he says the bills just get paid. And I really have been working on that. Don't worry about paying the bills.
True.
Mm.
True.
And when you don't worry about it, you're not adding that energy onto it, and just know those bills are going to get paid.
How would he ever be worried about paying bills?
Well, if you've got a few access classes that you know you want to do, those are bills,
Yeah, true. Yeah.
right?
Mm.
So
Mhm.
if you wanted to do a 3-day body class and you were thinking, how am I ever going to get the money? That's kind of worrying about it, if that
I
makes
see.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's probably got big projects on too. Mm.
He's got a lot of projects on, and if you worry about it, then you just push it away.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know that. And this is a good conversation for people to hear.
Yes.
Wow, because even just you know you're going to get your car serviced in a couple of months, and you know it's going to be about $800 because you've got to get new tires and blah blah blah. Interesting point of view, or just yeah. So interesting point of view of that point of view that it's a lot of money to start with. Interesting point of view. I have that point of view that it's a lot of money. Interesting point of view. I have that point of view that it's a lot of money. Interesting point of view. I have that point of view that it's a lot of money. And choose and say to yourself, I will not worry about paying the bills. So,
Yeah.
universe, just
I will not worry about paying the
About
bill.
paying the bills. Yeah.
whatever those bills might be, even if it's an access class that you're choosing, that's still a bill. So, anything else, girls? So that was a good conversation too, by the way. Anything else that we'd like to share with people today? Well, let's call it a day today. But I want to say thank you so much, and you can listen to this again because I'll put this on Facebook.
Oh, thanks, Sally. I'd love that.
Yay!
Yeah, that would be
And
amazing.
share it with anybody that you think might get some value from it. Um, what
Yeah, that's neat. Yeah.
about
It was so great. It must have been a long time ago. I thought I recognized the book because I had it on audiobook, so I listened to it on the way home last night down to Wanganui. So yeah,
wow.
that was yeah,
Is that the gift of allowance?
yeah,
Such a great book.
on audiobook. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very good book.
Mm,
And my target is to read it 10 times because I get way more out of it every time.
mm. And the other thought is that interesting point of view. We're even worrying about bills in the first place.
Interesting point of view of that, that makes me worry about bills. Interesting point of view of that point of view that I have to worry about bills or paying them.
Yeah,
Interesting point of view of that point of view that I worry about paying bills. Interesting point of view of that point of view that I worry about paying bills.
yeah.
Yeah, thank you for that, Kim. That was
Mm.
very, very cool. You got anything more? Any more gems there, Kimmy?
Oh, an interesting point of view that I have the point of view that I never see the messages. Interesting point of view. I have the point of view that I never see the messages. Interesting point of view. I have the point of view I never see the messages.
Messages.
Interesting point of
Interesting point
view
of view of the point of view that I don't see the messages.
that I
Yeah.
don't see the messages. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Cool. What? No, any way you like. It's like it changes around when you start
Oh, I
saying,
see. Yeah. Okay. Just have fun with it. Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
really cool. And another point of view will come into your head. You know, did
Yeah.
another point of view come in while we were saying that?
Um,
Oh,
interesting point of view. I thought about Janine talking about interesting point of view. But I think that's an awareness.
well, too. But it's interesting that it's interesting, isn't it? Interesting. So as you're saying that, you really do get more awarenesses around the points of view that you have about whatever it is. So you can carry on that interesting point of view about those as well. Because one of the
Yeah.
points of view that came up to me when you were saying interesting point of view was interesting point of view that I'm stupid that I don't see these points of view, that I don't see the messages, and interesting point of view that I'm stupid that I don't see the messages.
Oh, wow.
point of view that I'm stupid, or in some kind of judgment that I don't see the messages that I should see. And there's another one, interesting point of view that I should see the messages.
Yeah.
That I should see the messages. Interesting point of view that I should see the messages. Interesting point of view. Have that point of view that I should see the messages. So it's amazing how many different ways you can come at.
Got me started. And interesting point of view that I have the point of view I don't have time for it all. And interesting point of view.
I have that
the point of view that I don't have time for it all, and interesting point of view that I have that point of view that I don't have time for it all, an interesting point of view that I have that point of view that I don't have time for it all.
That's a wonderful thing. And then I'll tell you what, here's a really good question to ask after that, because I got this from Gary Douglas when I was doing a private session with him, is how quickly can this occur?
How quickly can this occur? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 100 shades worth conversations, babies and beyond.
What a great conversation, girls. Thank you so much for coming on. I'm going to stop this now. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you for listening.
Bye. Thanks, Chrissie. Bye, Cleanie.
Bye.
Bye. Okay.